Well, I made her to the river. Oh, it's so nice out today. Unreal. Ellie, you having fun? Yeah, she's having fun. Oh, my walk over here. I was thinking about years ago how I used to have this mindset that it's like, I think I'm an atheist. You know, I felt like I knew quite a bit. You know, you gotta have some sort of proof that there's this higher power, right? I thought I was like some sort of scientist or something. But maybe think about how far I've come and how our beliefs are simply formed by what we know, or what we think we know anyway. And as we add more knowledge, we change our beliefs. Not that I am some sort of religious guy now, but I've learned enough about the universe and how it's all energy, and now we got scientists talking about quantum fields of energy and how we're all connected through this quantum field. Sorry, just put my gloves on here. Oh. And you think about when I was an atheist, it's like, well, when the lights go out, that's it. You know, there's no going to some faraway place called heaven. You know, just the lights go out. And then you get thinking years later, what's the lights? Like, what is this light? Open my eyes, there's all this. It's like a movie. When we look at AI now, it looks so real. Pretty soon we're not going to know what the difference between real and AI is anymore. Gets you thinking a lot about that simulation theory. You don't know what's real, what's not. But I can tell you one thing. When you calm down those thoughts in your head, that tornado of judgment, everything you look at, oh, I like that, oh, I don't like that, oh, that's a little bit this, that's a little bit that. Once you can truly look around and just have silence in your head, it makes it a lot more believable that you just shut off all the noise, you start getting connected to this energy field. The meditation is so profound how it just quiets everything down and lets you think. Like, you can focus on something. You got something that you need to get done. Write it down. And all of your focus is just on that little project. And when you have 100% focus on something, it gets done so much faster and better quality. You're putting all your energy into it, rather than you're like kind of halfway in and halfway out, and you know, you're thinking about this and that, what happened with my neighbor, all the drive over here today, drive to work, some guy cut me off, flipped me off, wrecked my day, now I'm thinking about everything else. What if you're just thinking about what you needed to think about? Not all that other bullshit. Jesus, is it nice out here? Hey! Yeah, she's loving it. Loving every minute of it. Ooh. I'm gonna get on the skidoo trail here. But yeah, expanding the mind. Learn, like, just choosing to learn about some. I haven't been going into anatomy of the brain or nothing like that. A little bit, but I just want to know how it all works. Why the psychology really fascinates me. I never really thought too much about how our brains trick us until I lived it and paid attention to it. First thing was just being aware of it. Unless you know it's a thing, then you don't really fucking think about it, right? But the first step, I believe, in healing and becoming more awake, not so absorbed with what's going on in the world. I mean, sure, it's nice to be informed on what's going on out there, but you gotta be careful where you're getting all your information. Because there is a lot of what's called digital fast food. You know, really, it's good to feed your mind, but if you're feeding it junk food, it's the same as your body. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? So this digital fast food, well, what's fast food? It's usually a lot of carbs and bullshit, a lot of processed food. You know, you don't want to be taking in all this processed information from news and Facebook. Like how many, or TikTok, getting your news from TikTok. Like how many times has that been processed? You know, all these short little clips. Everyone's basing their opinions on these short little clips. Not getting a chance to really understand anything out there. Just kind of getting fed a bunch of fast food, and because it's easy to get. You know, it's way easier to eat shitty than it is to eat healthy. You got drive-thrus every frickin' block in every city. It's so easy to just rip through there and oh, I heard this was going on in the world. Oh, let's open up Facebook, TikTok, we'll see what's going on. It's the same thing. Same damn thing. Well, you could try, you know, like you would if most healthy people eat a nutritious, balanced diet. Not balanced like the food pyramid put together by the government. You know, cereal is not better than red meat. We all know that now, I think. The food pyramid. That is crazy. According to Gary Brecka, he's a human biologist, he says if you want to get as unhealthy as possible, you know, try and be diabetic. If you were looking for a plan to get there as fast as possible, follow the government food pyramid. Yeah. Doctors, don't even want to go there. I know we've lost a little bit of trust in the healthcare system the last 5 years. But I think that's okay. I think we can use that as positive energy to use the resources that we have and take care of ourselves. We know what to eat. We just got to eat it. We know that we need to move and get exercise. You just need to do it. But you gotta have a good reason why you want to do that. Otherwise, most of you are not going to give a shit. For me, I didn't want to drink anymore because my weekends just turned into lazy TV watching, just letting my kids play their video games all weekend. I would watch YouTube. Of course, I'd tell myself, well, I'm watching something educational. But I would slip into some shorts and, end up swiping for an hour watching these short videos. I know how easy it is to get caught up in that. Especially when you're hungover. Holy hell. Where's my dog? Dog! Ellie! Oh, here. She's coming. Oh, where was I? Yeah, not being hungover is awesome. Just way more present with the kids. We had a busy ass weekend. Spent 4 hours at the YMCA just shooting hoops and playing on the... Kids are playing tag with a bunch of other kids on this indoor playground thingy. And then we went for one last ODR skate at the local rink. Ice was not so great, all bumpy, but my oldest Chase, he wanted to get out there for one last rip. So it's a great weekend. Activities anyway. Went and saw some bouncy castles at the local Keystone Center. All sorts of cool stuff there. It was a great weekend. Awesome weather, still nice. But yeah, just setting out a goal, like not drinking anymore, is so much easier to do if you tie some emotion to it. Otherwise, I've done this before where I'm like, okay, well, I just want to see what I can do. I want to see what a month is like, no drinking. And then of course, at the end of the month, it's like, okay, I did it. And then I just give her for a whole weekend, or it's like every weekend. It turned into every weekend after that. Except then I'd be making up for some lost time, so that month off ended up not being all that great because I just give her harder when we get cleaned out. Not saying I'll never drink again, but every weekend, it's ridiculous. And I'm in monk mode right now. It's not like I'm partying with people. Just at home on the weekends, pouring some whiskeys. I know it doesn't sound like that big of an issue to a lot of people, but it was affecting me. I didn't like it. I had to have a good talk with myself about that one. See if it was worth it or not. And in the end, I didn't feel it was worth it. I feel way better being clean. That's probably not that frozen, yo. Probably not bad though. Yeah, I feel way better like this. If you or anyone else is struggling with an addiction, primarily like alcohol, the best way that I see busting away from that addiction is you gotta have a good, strong reason why you wanna quit. Maybe don't just call it, I'm gonna quit drinking. But just say, I'm not a drinker anymore. Just change the way you think about it. I didn't think it was bothering me at all. Felt like I was balancing my life quite fine with it. But then I got thinking, well, what if I didn't drink? What if I wasn't a drinker? What could I accomplish? So I think about all those times that I drank on the weekend. I don't really get much productivity or creativity until later on in the week when I'm all cleaned out. So what if I just am not a drinker anymore? What could I accomplish then? Monday morning workouts were brutal, but now I go in feeling a lot stronger, faster, lighter on my feet. Just because I chose not to drink. It wasn't benefiting me, that's for sure. It's just a habit. It's in my family. We've just been giving ourselves good excuses all of our life. The best excuses. Nothing but the best. But I'm all out of excuses. I just want to be clear-minded, energetic, do things in life that excite me. Get out of the comfort zone. I'm gonna start sparring and boxing tomorrow. I like living life rather than living a bunch of fears and doubts. Living a life that's meant for someone else. Can we go this way? Sometimes I feel like I've been just living a life that I think my parents wanted for me. And I just kind of learned to be okay with it. Pretty easy to pin our issues on our parents. I don't want to put any blame on anybody except for myself, which is why even at the ripe age of 44, I am making some different choices. I want my boys to grow up around a nice, clean living, hardworking, disciplined dad. Successful. Doing stuff that he loves with his boys. And I want my boys to love being around me, even when they're older. Not every parent has that. But I think it depends on how much energy you put into being a father. Learn to understand the kids a bit more. Even though you don't have the same interests all the time, just try and connect with them anyway. And if there's something that I'm truly passionate about, I'm gonna make it known. So far, my boys just see what I'm passionate about and they just gravitate towards it. Something about passion and positivity. People gravitate towards it. It's kind of been the way I like to be a leader, lead by example. Last year I was a little nervous about taken up boxing because I knew it was going to be a hard workout, and I wasn't sure if at the time I figured my asthmatic lungs didn't think they could handle it, because I was attached to this fear of being a asthmatic individual. Turns out that was just in my head. And if I take all the necessary steps, I can get that out of my head. I can put whatever I want in my head, as long as I'm consciously, deliberately doing it. Living my life with intention now, rather than just on autopilot. Doing things that I want to do. Not waking up, dreading life, just hoping to make it through to Friday. I don't even like the thought of weekends anymore. I feel like every day should be the same. Every day should be the same, full of intention, doing something that you love, something that you really like to do. But the key is to fit in a lot of work and kind of disguise it as pleasure. A nice hike like this, to some might feel like it's work. I swear, this is the best part of my day so far. Walking through the woods. It's so nice outside. I just feel so clear. Just loving life.